One. Hey guys, what's going on? Brandon Janis with the Start Guys. I'm gonna take my glasses off. I don't need those. I am super excited for today's guest, and it's so cool because we're very good friends. Our families are very good friends, but what she's done in the past few months kind of came as a shock to all of us, and I think maybe even herself. But you talk about finding a big and going after it. She's the epitome of someone who did that. So again, dear friends of ours, Ashley and Adam Duggan out of Knoxville, Tennessee. She's a full-time mom, a full-time spouse, was working crazy hours, and then decided to make a change. So Ashley, I don't want to give up your story. I don't want to talk too much about it, but tell us, first of all, what was your big? How did this come about? What are you doing? Like, what's happening right now to you? Because you look great, you look happy, you look like everything's awesome in your life. So tell us a little bit about kind of the backstory on first of all, what is your big, or what was your big, and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, so as a little tiny girl, I always wanted a store. I think for when I was 8, for Christmas, I asked for a cash register for Christmas. So that's what I got. And I would play money. I would play it out of the window of my room. I think it was like a drive-through then. So we've really stepped up the expectations from there. But I've always I love being an entrepreneur. I've, dabbled in all kinds of stuff, but I'm also a nurse, and I do love nursing, but I didn't love my job. I do infusions, and then I had a full-time job, and I didn't love that job at all. And I was actually pretty miserable in that job. So about 6 months ago, I had a really vivid dream about a boutique, and the name of it, what it looked like. But in the dream, it was me and all 4 of my sisters that owned it. So I woke up the next morning and I texted all my sisters. I was like, we're opening a boutique. I had this dream. This is what it is. And none of them wanted to do it. So I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'll still just go for it. Because at that point I was excited. I thought, this is the right time. Of course, you always think nothing is the right time. But
Sure.
I thought, this is something that I really need to do. So
Hang on, Ashley. So why was it important to you? Why do you feel like it was such an important thing at that time in your life? You got schedules going everywhere with your kids. You're always go. How is this the right time of all times? I can understand when the kids go off or something. Why now? What was it?
Because why wait? I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I loved the retail industry. I knew that I love boutiques. And so I've been praying about what I wanted to do. I had to have a change. I had to. And as I prayed, this was just so revealed to me for a lot of different ways. So at that point, I just felt good about it and thought, why not go for it? It was so scary. Adam looked at me like I had 5 heads. Yeah. So that was kind of the turning point, was just that I needed the vision, I guess. To give me a path that I should go down, and that's what happened.
So it started with a dream. It started when you were 8 years old, playing McDonald's or whatever through the drive-through window, right? But then reality came through a dream, which most people would probably ignore. But you said, okay, this is big. But what's crazy is you had a lot of security in your other job. You had a steady paycheck, you had insurance, you had whatever else comes with that. So a lot of people are in that boat, Ashley, that they're like, they see this thing and they have this vision and they keep putting it off. Like you said, I love how you said, why wait? What advice would you give them if it's something that they've always kind of dreamt of doing, but keep putting it off because they're waiting for the perfect right time? What advice would you give? Because you just jumped out there, and one day on Facebook, you're doing this. The next day on Facebook, all of a sudden you opened a boutique. And I'm like, what is happening? So what advice would you give someone who's in your boat?
I would say that you truly, I'm not a planner, so that helps, that I kind of fly by the seat of my pants all the time. I'm just so big into following your heart. Life is so short, and God gave you purpose, and the things that have even come out of what I've done are huge and so many blessings. So you just have to, trust, but you have to have faith in yourself, and you have to just follow your heart. And I feel like when you have that something brewing, then it's there for a reason. And especially if you're, miserable at your other job. I was tired of waking up dreading going to work. Now I wake up at 6:30. I'm at the store an hour early because I'm so excited. you know? And so I just, even though things are scary, you have to follow your heart and listen to those intuitions.
I love that. Now, what were the biggest obstacles or hurdles or, yeah, and again, we haven't had this conversation. This is all new to me. So what were the biggest things? I mean, was it the discussion with Adam? Was it, what is the, because everyone's thinking, well, I have to do this. I have to line everything. What are the biggest things that you had to overcome to get where you are?
Well, I had no idea what I was doing. I've never opened a physical business. I didn't even know how to get started. So I called an attorney friend. I was like, I think I need an LLC. So he's like, well, you got to get a tax ID first. So I had to call the accountant and get a tax ID and then the LLC and hundreds of permits and licensing. And I mean, like crazy stuff, find a place to lease, deal with a contractor, do renovations. Like all of it was so overwhelming. But once I decided I was going to do it, did the LLC, like it was go time.
Wow.
And I'm thankful that I made the decision that once I did that, because there were many times I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is insane. I would work all day and then I would be up till 3:00 in the morning researching boutiques, opening businesses, strategy, business plans. Like they did not teach me any of that in nursing school. I had no idea. They're like, we need this. They'll call and be like, I need this tax ID. And I'm like, hold on. I'd get out all 15 of them. I'm like, let me start reading them to you and you tell me which one you need. But so that was the exhausting part, is just figuring out what the heck I was really doing. And then once I got all that put into place and we started, we had all kinds of obstacles. I fell off a ladder at the store painting and, broke my ankle. My 16-year-old totaled my car. So I had like a really strict, like I signed a lease on April 1st and I opened May 6th. So we did a full renovation, filled the store, went to market, got inventory, like the whole big in a really tight time frame. So I had to set up the entire store on a scooter because I couldn't put any weight on my leg. I had no car to drive, so I was in and out of rental cars, trying to transport things. Everything was in our house until we could move into the store. So I had clothes racks all over the house. The air conditioning went out at the store and it was 5,000 degrees. I mean, like you name it, it was one thing after another. And I really had to stop and think, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Like, did I really jump into something, that I shouldn't be doing? I was going to try to keep my full-time job for a couple months just to make sure I was even going to have a customer.
Sure.
But it got to be so much that I ended up putting in my resignation and quit my job like on April 28th or something. And then we opened May 6th. So, I mean, it was super scary to not even be open yet and have all those obstacles. But at the same time, I just had to trust that I was doing the right thing.
Well, and I think that's so good to hear because, first of all, getting an LLC is not a hard thing, but if you've never done it, you feel like it is, right? Getting a tax ID is not a hard thing, but if you've never done it, you feel like it is. So all these things that people sometimes don't start because, oh my gosh, I got to set up an LLC and I got to do this. So they don't do it, right? Now, add up all of it, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's overwhelming for someone who's never started a business like that. That's a lot of stuff. But I love what you said there, because when you're on purpose, it doesn't matter. Like you're just like, this is the process. Like, and it sounds like, Ashley, and again, you do live your life by the seat of your pants. That's why we get along so well. But it sounds like you just enjoyed the process because you knew where you were going, and would you agree with that?
Yeah, I had a very clear vision of where I was going. So even when I was so overwhelmed and I had to go back to the city county building, so I was missing another thing. It wasn't hard stuff. It was just annoying stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Like maybe another trip to the city county building and standing in line. Everybody's so helpful there when I'm like, I have no idea what I need. Just tell me, and presenting a business plan to get a line of credit. Like I'm like, I think it's going to work. I feel pretty good about it.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's annoying stuff, but when you have a clear vision and you decide you are all in, you can't be halfway in on anything that is worth it.
Yeah.
I knew that this was going to be hard. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. Just the work, it's when you're still being a mom and you're still working
Sure.
full time. I mean, I worked all day and then I came home and, barcoded and tagged and put in inventory till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But never once did I feel like, oh, this is terrible. Like it was so exciting the whole time. And I had to muster my way through it. I had to make up my own barcode system. Like it was pretty entertaining.
Well, I love, not to interrupt, but I love the post you made the other day, and it's what made me really want to sit down with you and talk to you. Just, normally in the summertime, you're going off to work and you're going to do your thing, and your kids are, at home or trying to find a place for them to go. And now they go to work with you. It's go to work with mommy day, and it's fun, like at least it looks like that from the outside looking in.
It is. The girls love it. And I love what I'm teaching them because they've got to see the whole process of this is my vision. One of my sisters did get involved and they told me no. And I thought, am I crazy? Now let me put in a clause. My sisters have been so incredibly supportive and helpful. They just didn't want to own it.
Yeah.
And I asked 2 different friends once I even got started, because I felt so overwhelmed. I felt like maybe I need somebody else to go in this with me. I even presented it to 2 different friends who also told me no.
Wow.
Which is, which I totally understand, but it's the whole, you get told no. I had a platform like, I've got the space, it's renovated, I've got the inventory. I don't know if you want to go in. And, to me, it sounded like a perfect scenario, but that's not everybody's dream.
Sure. No, that's so true.
So anyway, so they watched the whole process and watched me work so hard, but they have got to see the final result. So it's teaching them, obviously, to chase your dreams, but it's also getting to teach them just what it takes and how to work. Now my girls could open up their own boutique.
franchise.
Yeah. So Addie run that whole store, put in customers, inventory. She can do the whole.
I love it. Okay, a couple quick things then. So, where can people find you? First of all, do you have a website? Do you have an e-commerce, or is it just the store, brick and mortar? Where can people find you?
We have a website. It's currently under revision, so I don't recommend it quite yet.
Okay.
But we're on Facebook and Instagram at All Vines Boutique and Market. You can find us there. And then we're local here in Knoxville on Walden Drive.
On Walden Drive in Knoxville, All Vines Boutique. Is that what it was?
Olive Vines Boutique.
Olive Vines. So if you want to follow Ashley and what she's doing, I know she's got some super cute stuff. I'm a dude, but I do have a bunch of girls in my life, so it's super neat. Ashley, I'm so thankful for you and can't thank you enough for jumping on and sharing your vision, because a lot of people are in your shoes right now and they're dreading the day-to-day, and you just got fed up with it and you did something about it rather than just continuing to allow yourself to get fed up. You were sick and tired of it and did something about it. And there's so many people in that boat right now, and they just got to start. They just got to go do it. So Ashley, any final words of advice for people that are on that brink and they're thinking about doing something? What would your final words of advice be to them?
I would say, even if you know there's something brewing and you don't exactly know the path, to be super proactive about it, pray about it, research about it, whatever fits how you live your lifestyle. I prayed and it may not be something that drops in your lap, but you really have to be conscious of signs of what you need to do. But just follow your heart. And if you're not happy, like, life is so good. And there's so many opportunities to do so many things, and just follow that. And the blessings that come after it are so worth it. It is so worth every hour that I have put in, for sure.
Ashley, I can tell in your voice, I can tell in your attitude, not that you ever had a bad attitude, but I can just tell you're free. It's just like you're just living your purpose, And so, guys, I'll end with this. One thing Ashley said that I love is a law that I live by, and Ashley does. It's the law of happy. If you wake up a few days in a row not happy, then stop doing what you're doing and do something else and go find something else. So, Ashley, thank you. I can't wait for the Start family to see your story and to start pursuing their purpose. Thank you. Appreciate you, girl.